Thanks very much. It's great to be here, Phil. It's a great opportunity for Liam and I to tell everybody our story. I'm Greg McKenna. I'm the CEO of Police Bank. I've been in banking and finance since I left school in 1986. In that time, I've worked in financial markets, worked in retail, been a fund manager, head of currency strategy. Treasurer during the GFC at Newcastle Permanent. So a really sort of long and varied career. But for a long part of my career, I was the youngest at everything that I did. I managed to get into the Westpac dealing room when I was only 18 years old. And I did both my degrees, my undergrad in banking and finance, and then my Master of Applied Finance while I was working. So while I didn't quite have the opportunity that graduates have and what we're talking about today, I was very much at the bottom and starting up in my career from the early days. And so why is it that I think that Police Bank's a great opportunity for you? Well, the main reason is that we're really, really committed to our younger members of our team, to the graduates and the other younger members. The younger members of our bank, and we are getting something in the order of 45 to 50% of all new members are in that sort of 20s and 30s these days. They're really the future of the bank. So we need to have a team that's as committed to that cohort, which is you, as to the older members, my age and older, who have built the bank. So Police Bank was started in 1964. It was started by police for police. Since then, it's morphed into an organisation that looks after New South Wales Police, Australian Federal Police, Tasmanian Police, Border Force, their family and their friends. And as a mutual bank, we are member owned. So whereas we were started back almost 60 years ago by police for police, now the best way to think about us is by members for members. And that's a really important distinction over non-mutual banks, so major banks and those that have shareholders, because what we do first and foremost is we work for our membership, we work for our customers, and we do that through our staff. I can't service our members with all of the great products that we offer without having a culture that really is staff-centric. And as somebody who started quite young in banking and was the beneficiary of a lot of very generous mentors through the years, myself, our board, and our executive team are really committed to helping our younger members of the team, any members of the team, quite frankly, really grow their knowledge and depth of understanding of banking. And as you can imagine, given that I went straight from school to banking, banking's something that I love, whether it's economics or accounting or finance, a lot of those kind of disciplines, you think about them in terms of the numerical values, but just like the economy is really about humans, so too is banking. And if you think about why banking was first started, hundreds of years ago, it was about servicing a need for humans or for businesses. And that's what we do. We do home loans, personal loans, take deposits, all that kind of stuff. But the joy and the delight that we get and our team gets when we help somebody get into a property is really what it's all about. And the fact that we can give back to our community because we don't have to give back to shareholders. Now, banking is a diverse career. Myself, I've always been sort of mostly a market style person, so treasury and finance and that kind of stuff. But there are various parts. There's the retail part of the bank, which is very exciting if you're that way inclined and you're into sales and customer service and all that kind of thing. We've got the treasury team, which is where I spent a lot of time over the last 30 odd years, and they look after the funding and the liquidity and all those kind of things. We've got risk people, they help us manage the bank, and banking really is all about risk. It doesn't matter where you are. And if you're interested in risk and a career in risk management, then banking's the place to be because it's so diverse. And one of the really good things about a bank the size of Police Bank is every single one of the members of my team, whether it's Liam or whether it's the chair of the board, has the ability to move the needle. You can genuinely have an impact here at Police Bank, both at and for the bank, but also for our members. So that's one of the key things I think is really I'd recommend about Police Bank and other smaller institutions. Now, there's lots of other divisions as well. The technology part of the bank is really where a lot of the excitement is right now, but I'll come back to that. Of course, we have finance. Bank's got account, and so our finance team, of which our treasury team is part, they look after all of that stuff and all the reporting and those kind of things as well. Operations, of course. And then, of course, there's the cybersecurity team. I must say, I decided I wanted to be a banker when I was 13 or 14, but I guess if I was 17 or 18 now, I'd probably want to be going into the kind of the risk and cyber area. That looks like a lot of fun. So if you're that way inclined and you've finished your degree or nearing the end of your degree, and you're interested in coming and helping us keep our members' information safe, keep our bank safe, then cybersecurity is really a really exciting part of the bank. And of course, operations. We run on the operations. We do a lot of things at the front end with our members, but we have to bring that back and service them at the back end and that sort of thing as well. But transformation is what Police Bank is really all about right now and over the next couple of years. We've got a genuine customer obsession, member obsession, customer-centric approach. We are trying to build from front to back. So from our members' point of view, from your point of view, all the way back to how it influences our bank. And so we're changing what used to be a credit union back before 2012 when we changed our name and had been for 50 years or so, what is a very strong mutual bank. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to take it forward to a bank that's still relevant for the next 50 years. And that means technology. So what we're doing at the moment is we're transforming all of our technology. We're deploying robotics on many of our processes. We're looking at our core banking system, which is the engine that drives all of the products that we have and how we serve our members, how our staff are able to interact with that. And so we're going through this whole transformation. We've got folks who have joined us from big retailers. We've got folks that have joined us from other banks. We've got lots of graduates like Liam who have come in to help us build that capability for transformation. And one of the most important things I think about our transformation is that myself, my executive team and our senior leadership team are really committed to giving all of our experience on offer to the younger members of our team who are helping us make this transition and transformation. And transformation really in many ways is really just about using technology to better enable our people. As I said earlier, one of the beautiful things about banking, like economics and finance and those kind of things, is it's really just about people. That's something a lot of people forget all of the time, and something that I wanted to make really quite strongly, because it is the people that matter. Police banking is different to other styles of banking because we put the people first, we put our members first, we put our staff first, and that's what drives us. So if you are interested in joining Police Bank, Liam will tell you a little bit more in a minute. I really would recommend you talking to us about what kind of future we can offer you, because I guarantee you, myself and my team will work with you to help you become the best banker, whether it's a technology banker, whether it's a risk banker, whether it's a finance banker, a retail banker. We will work with you to help you be the best that you can be. And that's my commitment to you, because I know that you will give back to us and help me and my team transform this bank as we build a better police bank for our members. Now, Liam, I'll pass over to you to maybe tell folks who are watching a little bit about your experience as one of our early graduates, if not our first, I think, and then I'll see where you want to go from there.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Yeah, I think I was quite early on in the piece, so I've been a bit of a guinea pig, which has been really exciting, being able to establish what a graduate at Police Bank looks like. And that's kind of really beautiful because there has been that impact into what graduates want and what the bank can provide. And we've been able to create a program that hopefully, and I believe does provide those opportunities that graduates are looking for. So I'm part of the people stream in the graduate program. So when you, I think there'll be a link a bit later on where you can find out a bit more information, but when you go to apply, you'll be able to choose a stream that is of interest to you and aligns with your goals and what you've studied possibly. So I'm part of the people stream, which covers a lot of the human resource aspects and a lot of the people aspects at the bank. So from recruitment to personal development, onboarding, offboarding, all those kind of topics that have to deal with how an employee life cycle at Police Bank. And so I've had a really fun experience at Police Bank. I think that's the best way to describe it, is just as fun, as enjoyable. There's an amazing culture. Like Greg said before, we're different to another bank. So, you know, you get the whole banking experience, but it comes in a different package. It comes in a package that's more accessible for you, is able to see the whole process from start to finish and work towards something that is really meaningful, and not just, you know, doing a process for the sake of a process, but actually seeing where that work goes and seeing the impact that it has. I think that no better time than now we've seen our impact, especially with things that are happening in the community, whether that be floods or the COVID situation. We've been able to see the real impact that we can have on members' lives when we're a bank with a purpose. And so, yeah, I've had a really great experience. I think that this experience right here is another one that kind of shows the position that graduates get put in, where you can have a conversation with the CEO and get to work really closely on a number of things.
We do that every month, don't we, Liam? All of the new
Exactly right.
I talk to them every month. It really is. I know I'm interrupting you, Liam, but you know me, I can't help myself. Folks, this really is a different kind of culture for banking that we're trying to build. I've worked at Westpac, I've worked at NAB, I've worked at funds managers, I've worked at brokers, I've worked at other mutuals. What we're trying to do here is very, very different. We are trying to have the same sort of culture and the ability for all levels of the organisation to speak up in a way that's very different from the normal command and control structures that you would have in normal financial services companies like banks and insurance firms and fund managers and that kind of stuff. And we're doing that by design, because I want to be able to access what I keep calling the police bank brain, which is the abilities of all of our team in aggregate, because no single person, not me as a CEO, not the chair of the board, not anybody in particular in our ELT has, but the police bank brain, that collective does. And so we are trying to build something completely different. So it's really worth making that point. Liam, sorry, I interrupted you. Back to you.
No, all good, very valuable. I was just going to actually maybe touch on the police bank brain. I think that that's something that you get to kind of experience in the program, is you don't get to silo yourself into, you know, for me as a people graduate, I'm not siloed into just learning about that part of the business. I do get to kind of walk around the entire brain and see how it works from front to back. An example of that would be the transformation process that Greg's been talking about. I've got to come to a lot of those meetings and a lot of those initiatives with the perspective of the police from the people team, but get to work on things with people across different divisions and how we can make our bank run better, more efficient for our members and our staff. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We're happy to give them an answer. But yeah, I think that I've had a great experience so far at the bank. And I think that that's something that I've really valued as a graduate, is being able to diversify my experiences. I think there's not too many of us that graduate and can say what we want to do for sure, and lock in a 2-year program into one specific task or one specific area of a business. And I think that's something that Police Bank's able to offer, is that breadth, that as Greg was talking about before, that banking is a really diverse career path. And so you're not locked into just doing one type of job. You can move freely between different roles.
Liam, it's not a job, it's a vocation, it's fun.
It is a vocation.
Seriously, folks, working in banking is fun. It's so diverse. As Liam's saying there, you can find your niche, and your niche may change as your career changes, and there's opportunities, whether it's here or whether you come in, you work with us for a few years, you get a lot of experience, and then you move on, and we'll celebrate the fact that we're helping people get a kickstart on their career and moving on as well. And, you know, that's something that I did. Westpac was that place in the late 80s, and I moved and came back, and I learned a lot there and in subsequent. So we're keen to just work with graduates and other newer members of the team. We help you, you help us. And then as things move on, things move on. Now, someone asked in the questions whether or not we can deal with the public. Mostly we're focused for the police forces and border force, their families, but also about 20% of the business we do is with the general public. So yes, we can do the general public, but it's not our target audience in a sort of a macro point of view. Our main target, and there's still a lot of opportunities within the police force of New South Wales, AFP, Tasmania, the border force, that kind of area. There's still a lot of opportunity for us to grow, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing transformation, is because we need to grow because we want to service those people. As Liam touched on with the floods and other things, we've been able to help out close to 20 members who lost everything by giving them some cash and just helping them out. And we did that in concert with the Police Association in this instance as well. So we really are a community bank, and we really do believe in that strength of community. And we really are a values-based organisation. So community, integrity, performance, and practicality are kind of the four cornerstones of what we're trying to do. So hopefully that gives you a good sense of who we are. But Phil, if there's any other questions I've missed, we're happy to take those as well.
Sure. Very much. Thanks for that, Greg. And Liam, there is one here which says, what would you say the main product differences are between Police Bank offerings and other bank offerings? Is Police Bank working on technological innovations such as a neobank?
Yeah, in many ways we are. We're not there yet. The biggest differentiation between Police Bank and other financial services institutions at the moment is our people and the care that they take with members, with each other as well, and the service that they offer. So in that sense, because banking, particularly lending, is a really human business, that's held us in good stead. But part of transformation is to recognise that banking's changing, and so we're launching a new mobile app in a month or two. We're going to build out the functionality in that'll be able to do loans. We'll be able to bring in all of your different accounts from other institutions, those kind of things. We're going to go as automated and as paperless as possible so that we can spend our time serving members. And what the technology will do, like a Neo, is help me drive down my cost base so I can offer better rates to home loan borrowers and better rates for depositors as well. And we're about to launch an under 30s product literally in the next month or so, which has got a big fat 2% on it, which is way above what's out there in the market at the moment. So we are giving back to our members, and technology is helping me do that.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Greg. Thanks for that, Liam. Appreciate you guys jumping on.
Anytime. Thanks very much, folks. It's been a pleasure.